Hey, what's up? This is your host, Allen Maldonado, and this is another episode of Mal 20 Mindset. This is a running podcast for running enthusiasts, elite runners, and those that just love supporting the runners in their lives. I have an incredible guest, an incredible runner, 53 half marathons, 13 full marathons. Shana Miller, welcome to the show. How you doing today?
Thank you for having me here. I'm great. Excited to be here.
Man.
And love talking running. So
listen, same. I literally would just find myself in random spaces at friends' homes, parties, and find myself in a corner with a fellow runner, and then just 2 hours later, we remember we're at this event, and that is in short why I truly believe in this podcast and how sharing stories, sharing this human experience in the special sort of journey of one's first marathon. I believe it's something that it's a spiritual thing that as a human being you go through when you cross that finish line. So before we get there, let's go ahead and start from the beginning. Where did your running story begin?
So I was approaching a milestone birthday. I was turning 40 and had joined a gym and became friends with a group of girls that were runners and triathletes, and felt like the more we were hanging out, I felt almost left out if I didn't start running. So that kind of how it started. And turning 40, I said, you know what? I think I'm just going to run a half marathon as a bucket list for this milestone birthday.
Okay.
Well, based on your introduction of me, you know how that went.
Right.
That bucket list turned into almost 15 years of running.
Right. Like, so you get this idea to run this half marathon. The influence from your friends sort of sparked this. But to go from 13.1 to 26.2 is a big jump and a big decision. Like, what was the moment, or what was the thing that inspired you to say, you know what, I'm going for the full?
I think after a year of running, handful of half marathons under my belt, I felt like, okay, that was hard, but I could do it. And I felt like the next step to challenge myself was, let me see if I can tackle these 26.2 miles. So it was definitely the next growing step for me to challenge myself and see if I could do that too.
Okay. So you were running for a year and you're like, I want to do the marathon. What did training teach you about yourself as you've done the half and you've got that, you've accomplished that, and then you've got that mental battle of like, I got this distance. In training for your first marathon, what did it teach you?
Oh, so many life lessons.
Yeah.
Discipline taught me how to show up for myself when I didn't believe in myself. Taught me that my body could do things that I never imagined I could do. It was definitely the challenging aspect.
Right. Okay, so what was the hardest part of training that people that no one really talks about? Like, it's, we see, especially now that running has become just popular, it's booming right now. What are the things in training what was the hardest part for you?
Probably getting out the door. I think that, and I still feel that, like, after all these years.
Yeah, right.
I mean, just taking those first few steps out the door, especially right now, I live in the Northeast, so winter is tough. Yeah. I mean, today, I thought it was like a heat wave. It was like in the 30s. I was so excited.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I feel like stepping out the door is the hardest part. And I feel like for most people, with anything in life that you choose to do, and now it's New Year and people want New Year's resolutions and things like that. It can take 3 months or 3 weeks to form a habit, and then 3 months to make it part of your life. So I think that was like the initial thing, like, okay, I just have to get through the first few weeks of marathon training, and then mentally and physically, I think it will become a little bit more natural to get out the door and get that training done the days you don't want to.
Yeah, those are always the hardest. In those days are more often than not.
Right.
You're always trying to find an excuse, like, you know what, it is a little too cold outside. Let me me not. Okay, so let's go to to race day. As you know, you've done the half, and on your first marathon, what was it like as far as like you going to get your bib, just the whole running experience? Try to explain this to a person that has never participated in a marathon, because I think there's so much that happens before the race that is such a example of the running community that I truly love. And for a first timer, how did you absorb that, and what was your experience as far as your first race and race day?
Am I allowed to say that I wanted to throw up? from like literally like the race anxiety, right? I mean, it's real. It's real. But aside from that, the excitement was like no other excitement I've ever experienced.
Yeah.
Just those race day jitters and the excitement, the camaraderie I ran it with friends. So,
Okay.
and it was all of our first marathon. So
Oh, that's
the
beautiful.
excitement.
Yeah.
So the excitement that we were all like embarking on this journey that none of us had ever done before.
Yeah.
So it was just such a good feeling. And like I said, like with the just getting out the door, it was almost like I just needed to step over that start line for the gun to start or go off. And once the gun went off and I started running, like all the anxiety went away, and it was just like that adrenaline. It's the adrenaline, and even the whole weekend going to the expo and getting your bib, and just the running community is like no other. Like the excitement at the expo is amazing.
And which marathon was your first one?
My first one was Philly.
Okay. Oh, Philly. Oh, and what time of the year? That I know that's important for Philadelphia.
November.
Okay. Oh,
November.
Oh. Oh, so it was another cold one.
So it was 45 degrees that day, and for me, that's like ideal running temps. Like that was perfect.
Right.
So.
Right. So you get to the start line, you got the race, the gun goes off, and what are the first initial thoughts as far as I'm doing this? It's no turning back now. What were those first initial thoughts in your first few steps into the marathon?
I think the first couple of miles, you get that feeling like, oh my God, I'm doing this. 26.2 miles is a long way to go. How am I going to finish this? And then also reminding yourself that you trained for this. And if you trust the training, you'll be okay. Yeah. And that's the mental piece that I always have to remind myself, that trust the training. If you don't train for a marathon, it's going to be pretty hard to finish. Yeah. So I think I had to keep reminding myself, trust the training. You're going to get from point A to point B. And the first marathon, I didn't have a time goal, which I think is so important for new runners, to not put that pressure on yourself. It's all about finishing.
Yes.
And so I had to keep reminding myself, it's okay if you have to walk. It's okay if your pace is XYZ. You're going to finish, and you just have to keep putting one foot in front of the other. That was kind of my mantra.
And speaking of one foot in front of the other, so let's get down to the nitty gritty. You know, that mile 20 moment, that moment that all runners hit the wall, where everything in you, your mind, body, and spirit is telling you to stop. The bully from elementary all of a sudden pops up and
Yep.
you're reliving all of these things. What was that moment for you and which mile was it?
Think it was like mile 18.
Okay.
And I think I was getting in my head way too much. Because in training I'd run up to 20 miles.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think when I got to 18, I was thinking, oh no, in 2 more miles, that'll be the furthest I've ever gone. And then
Wow.
what's going to happen? So
Right.
I had a lot of things going on in my head that day. So mile 18 to 20 was like the nerves all came back from the start line. And then I got to mile 20 and thought, okay, I'm here. I know it's only a 10K left. I know it's
Mm-hmm.
going to get super hard. And of course it did. But it was the same kind of mantra, like just 1 more mile. You can run 1 mile in your sleep. Let's get from 20 to 21 and let's get from 21 to 22.
Yeah.
Those last 4 miles, it was a walk run. Like I struggled the
And
last few miles.
I'll say this. Was it more mental than physical, do you think? Now looking back at those miles, what do you think was I guess the heaviest on you?
I do think it was both. My IT band was
Mm.
killing me. Yeah, starting at like mile 14. So I think also in my head, I kept thinking, okay, well, how am I going to finish if my IT band is killing me?
Right.
So it was kind of a hobble.
Yeah.
So I think it was my mind telling me, well, your IT band hurts, and then the IT band saying, I need to stop. So I think it was like the two talking to each other.
Yes, yes, yes. I just love how the body just communicates so clear after mile
Mm-hmm.
20. My first marathon, I broke my foot at mile 22. Did not know. Did not know.
Oh my
Did not
gosh.
did not know I broke my foot. It was my first marathon and I just was always told it was going to hurt. And I was like, "Okay, well this is the hurt that everyone is talking about."
Oh my
Um
gosh.
yeah, and hobbled. It was a lowly marathon. It was about me and 14 other runners. It was people started kind of living their lives around me as I struggled to get through these last 4 miles. And
Uh,
my next question is, what was the feeling? What was the feeling? How did you feel when you finally crossed the finish
oh my
line?
God. The
Yes.
tears, the
Yes.
tears. Like I I was shocked that I was crying at the finish line.
Oh,
Honestly, like it was and I still say this. I have
yeah.
2 kids. I compare a marathon to having children. Like
Really?
it literally, oh my gosh, like it was the hardest, most painful, um but most rewarding experience of my life.
Wow.
I compare it to having my kids. Like it's just such a
Wow.
journey and an incredible experience that I think until I think especially for a female too who has had children, and
Yeah.
I've heard many females compare a marathon to having their children. It's like an experience of a
Mhm.
lifetime that you
Yeah.
can't explain. I don't know. And
That's
I think for any marathoner, male or female,
yeah.
everybody will say it's just an experience until you've experienced. It's really hard to explain
It's
the joy
it
and
is.
the that proud feeling that you
Mhm.
have that your body could accomplish something so incredible. So, yeah, it
It's
was.
a it's man, that's beautifully said just because the self-confidence that you get in what rushes through your body after accomplishing 26.2 miles, especially the first time and you remember the doubt 4 miles ago. Like
Mm,
you
yeah.
remember all of that. Like I definitely was very emotional when I crossed the finish line. And my next question is, how do you think it's changed you since running your first marathon? How did it change your life outside of running, personally, work wise, emotionally? What was it
Hmm.
for you?
The number one thing was in my younger years, I dealt with eating disorders and body
Hmm.
dysmorphia. And finishing that marathon was just, it gave me that moment that I loved my body for all that it could do, for all the
Mm.
years of like self hate and all of these things. It just made me appreciate what the human body could do and what my own body could do.
Yeah.
Um, so I became a much more confident person, which to me, that is the most important thing. And then within a few years after my first marathon, I was a stay-at-home mom at the time. I
Hmm.
had left my full-time job and started running when the kids started school full-time, and
Okay.
still feel like I needed to fulfill something else. I worked in the fashion industry, and so running became such a passion for me.
Hmm.
And after working in the fashion industry for years, I had such a love for fashion. I created my own running apparel line.
All
So
right.
it enabled me to use my creativity in that
Yeah.
sense and combine it with the love that I have for running. So,
No, that's
yeah.
beautiful.
So,
I always tell I've adopted two kids. I've always told them, figure out what you love and then figure out how to make money from it. Like
yeah.
that's the biggest gem I can give you, man.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So,
so
in addition to, oh, sorry. And
no,
I was
no,
going to say,
go
in
ahead.
addition to that, I ended up getting certified as a run coach. So,
Yes.
I've really like taken running as just, I love it so much. And so I'm a coach and I have my running apparel line. And so all of these things that running enabled me to do over the
Yes.
last 15 years.
Yes. And listen, now that we got the first marathon, sort of told, I want to know, you go from 1 to
Yeah.
13 and then 53 half marathons. Like, give me that sort of journey. You got the apparel line, you became a coach, and now, like, I am dedicated to this thing. What made you go from 1 to now 13 and 53?
I think with like any runner, you always want to see if you can improve. So with every race, I would, try to PR, and then over the years, the half marathons, a lot of them weren't just races to try to do well. I would use them as training runs for a full
Mm.
marathon.
Mhm.
Um, so I think that's why I've run so many half marathons. It's my favorite distance. Because I feel like if you're I can always be in half marathon shape. Even if I'm
Yes.
not going out for like
Yes.
a fast time, I can just go run 13 miles and feel great,
Yes.
go on with my day. It's
Yeah.
so that's why I've run so many half marathons.
No, I
But
get it.
yeah,
I
but
get
the
it.
full marathon definitely, um after about 7 years of running them, and always tried to do better, but uh the marathon's like a, I don't know, you're always learning from it.
Mhm.
So even though I thought I knew what I was doing as far as running, I wasn't really sure how to get faster, and I was kind of stuck for 7 years around the same finish time. So I hired a coach, and that became my next journey to qualify for Boston.
Go ahead.
So I just wanted to keep improving on my time. And yeah, so after 7 marathons in 7 years, I finally qualified for Boston. So yeah, and so then I think then you get there and you're like, okay, I want to see if I can do it again. And
Yes.
I just like the challenge.
Yeah.
Even if I challenge myself on my training runs and push really hard, and if the race doesn't go the way I want it, it's okay. There'll
Mhm.
be another one. Whereas when I first started, it was devastating if I didn't have a good race.
Right.
Now it's like it's all about the journey, and I love the training. So
Yeah, listen, see, I run 2 a year. That's sort of my kind of, I'm real consistent with that. And for me, running is my therapy. It's marathons are very special to me because it's the longest time I can have this sort of meditation within myself with any
Yep.
distraction. Like when I'm running around and running around the neighborhood, I got to worry about cars. I got to worry about all of these different things. So I can't get as deep in my runner's high as when there's a marathon. And also what I've really learned and love about race day is that in this human experience, and I've traveled the world and been around a lot of sort of big events. This is the only event that is built of pure love. I
Mm.
could genuinely look in the crowd and see someone cheering me on and believe them and
Yes.
believe that they are
Yes.
rooting for me. And it's for me, a marathon is the only place that I see that to be true. And you get to like the New York Marathon and some of these
My
majors.
favorite.
Oh, same.
Yep.
It is from every mile, the city is. I didn't even feel the run until I think mile 18. Like I didn't really
Mm.
acknowledge what was like. It was just the energy is so uplifting
Yes.
that is in part why I love just marathons for the energy
Mhm.
and like you said, every race is different. Like it's for me, it's like a mental check. Like if I got to make sure I'm not running from something in my own life.
Mhm.
I make sure of that in the marathons. And my next question is, as a coach and as a woman that has ran countless marathons, what would be your tip to first time or people that are looking to run their first marathon? What would be your biggest tip to them?
Don't give up. Like literally just keep showing up. Day after day, consistency pays off. Um there are days you want to throw the towel in, you don't believe in yourself, but I just keep showing up. On the days that you don't want to get out the door, it's cold, it's too hot, you're tired, unless you're sick and you can't go out to run. I always say, like, just keep showing up,
Yeah.
because it's the ultimate benefits, like you said, for your mind. And just, I mean, there's nothing like the running community.
Yeah, it's
It's
not.
amazing.
I agree.
When you were talking about the energy in New York, my first marathon in Philly, I remember at like mile 22, I started walking and I had on a pink shirt and a pink skirt. And a girl ran by me and she was like, "Come on, Pinky, you got this." And I'll never forget that because,
Yep.
like you said, everybody wants you to win.
Mhm.
Everyone wants you to succeed and get to
Yeah.
that finish line. So it's such a good feeling.
Yeah, man. And like I said, it's so unfortunate that outside of that you don't have that as outside of your family and friends, you can't really trust that.
Right.
Like you can't
Yeah.
really trust that. But at a marathon, it could be a complete stranger. They got a sign made for someone else, but they
Yeah,
are rooting for you at that moment. You believe them, and it is all earnest.
definitely.
And that's why I really truly love the running community and what marathons represent beyond just the miles and just the runners that are participating. It's bigger than just the participants that are running. It's the fans, it's the family that show up that really complete what a marathon is, as far as
Hmm.
when you get to that finish line and you have people there that have waited 3 hours for 2 seconds for you to pass by
Right. Yep.
in pain, like, oh, hey, like,
Yeah.
and it means so much and it pours so much into you. And it just shows that when you have support, you can do anything. And I think it's a take on humanity that I'm happy more people are gravitating towards and more runners are getting an opportunity to experience that. So let's go ahead to our last segment, which is what I call the knees out speed
Hmm.
question. That's my running crew, the knees out coalition. These are one word answers, just quick responses.
Hmm.
So here we go.
Yep.
Did you ever think about quitting during training, but still showed up for yourself?
Knees out. Yes. Yeah. I mean, yeah, countless times. Like, was I able to do this? I don't know. So, yeah. I mean, if anyone tells you that they never thought about quitting, they're a liar.
I know.
It's
That's
hard.
right. Yes, it is. I won't say it gets easier. You just understand the pursuit of a marathon better. I think
Yes, definitely.
that's the best way to put it, because I
Yep.
went for a sub 3 my last one, and boy, did the wheels fall off at mile 23.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It got it was like, this is not getting easier, even though I'm getting faster. This is not getting easier.
Yeah. It's
So, all right, our next question is, this is a good one. Do you believe everyone has a marathon in them?
yes, knees out. Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah. I
Yes.
always say, if I can do it, anyone can do it.
Come on
At
now.
at the age of 40, actually I was 41 when I ran my first marathon. I'm
Yeah.
like, if I can do that, like anyone can do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
Yes.
put your mind to something. You can do
Okay.
it.
Speaking of mind, is my next question is the marathon more mental or physical?
I think it's mental. Yeah,
Mm, mm,
I do. I
I agree.
definitely think.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't put the training in, then yeah, it'll be
It'd,
physical.
it'd
But
be a tough
if you
check.
put the training in, it's definitely, you have to believe in yourself and you have to quiet the voices in your head, and I do believe so.
Yeah. No, I always say that I believe anybody can run one physically. Now, afterwards, you may be broken up. Like, if you have the mental fortitude, yeah, you can push through.
Yeah,
Afterwards, it's going to be a tough 2 weeks
for sure. For
for
sure.
you and without the
Yep.
training. The
Yep.
training, it makes you feel better after the race.
Yeah.
But if you have the mentality to do it, if you have a strong why, I completely agree. Now, you've ran 13 marathons, so I'm going to switch this
Mhm.
question up a little bit. Would you ever run an ultra marathon?
No. I I have no desire, and I have so many friends that have crossed over, and they're like, "Yeah, but ultras, all you do is like you eat. No one cares about your pace, the amount of food stations." And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know. I'm good with 26.2 miles.
I
Like,
agree.
it's
I agree. I agree.
challenging enough."
Yes. I like 26 too. I don't, maybe one day, maybe just to get one under my belt, but
Yeah.
yeah, I agree with you. Like, 26 is special to me. I like it. I found where
Yeah.
I fit.
And I think the crowds at the marathons are a whole other level. Like,
Correct.
I don't think you get that with ultras. Like, I don't
Yes.
think there's the spectator level that you get at marathons. So,
Yeah. Now that you mention
eh,
that, yeah, I think, yeah, I could, because like I said, that is a part of the marathon experience that I've definitely ran marathons with less fanfare, and
yep,
not to say that it wasn't as great as the others. Um, I just know running in New York was special. And
yep.
like, I've ran Berlin, I've ran Chicago, like,
Chicago's great too. I've run
yeah.
Chicago. Yeah,
So that energy is something that lives with the medal that I receive,
yep,
So just as much as me running the miles is me remembering all the people that were there. So lastly, our
yep.
last question. Do you think running can change someone beyond the miles?
Yes, 1,000%.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
definitely.
Well, listen, thank you for so much of your time, and appreciate you sharing your story. Listen, everybody, please follow and subscribe. This is another episode of Mile 20 Mindset. Peace, y'all.